In the aftermath of Hillary's defeat, there's this scrambling by the Democrats to try to assign blame for her defeat, and God knows none should fall on her. It's all because of Comey, or because of fake news, or because of the Russians, or because of all kinds of different things. Well, she's entitled to run around looking for excuses. But it would do real damage to our country and to our political system if this business about fake news was treated seriously. And there's emerging evidence that it is. Facebook just announced that it's going to take steps to try to limit the propagation of fake news on its site. Now, it is so easy for that to slip from, talking about space aliens to talking about censoring political speech and editing political speech to include the facts as they're perceived. And that has gone a little bit far with fact-checking on ads and speeches, which for the most part is more inaccurate than the speeches usually are. But it could be really dangerous if it goes into censorship. So let's understand the situation and get it straight. According to the FBI and the Director of National Intelligence, there was no interference with the American election by Russia intended to help Donald Trump. There is not even evidence that the WikiLeaks stuff came from Russia, as opposed to one of 100,000 different sources that it might well have come from. And remember that the only thing WikiLeaks did was to broadcast the truth. An inconvenient truth, the truth that some had wanted to have hidden, a truth that probably could not be discoverable by a search warrant, but nevertheless, the truth. Emails that were actually written by actual people, and the actual text were actually released. Now, the CIA has speculated that this might have been part of a Russian effort to influence the election, and they're the only one of those three agencies that has that suspicion, not the FBI and not the Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper, which is suspicious in itself. But in any case, the worst that they allege is that Russia was behind hacking and getting the truth out to the American people. The reality of the situation is that fake news is usually quickly disposed of online. I would say that I've had maybe 20 examples over the course of this election where people sent me stories or forwarded me stuff on the internet, and with a modicum, an ounce of checking, I determined that they were false and I didn't run them. And anybody who has a website with any kind of credibility has a responsibility to do that. And generally, the hoax is easily exposed simply by the content of the email or of the material released. If you know anything about the subject, you know that the treatment they're giving it is phony, or that they're not including the relevant facts, or that they're completely at variance with the likelihood of what actually happened. So this is just crazy. And the idea that we are going to pursue this to the end of the earth and going to try to censor our political speech to take care of this is crazy. We consumers, we internet consumers, are smart enough to know when we're being lied to online. We're pretty good at telling that. Just like we're pretty good at telling when we're being lied to on television and by negative advertisements. And there is no need for the government or the media or Facebook to set itself up as the tribunal to try free speech. Good way to end it is to set up such a situation. Thanks for watching.